What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rock Too Easy, and I'm with my guy KG, aka Coach G, and this is Real Talk Football. Everybody, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow all the pages: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We live and we turned up, baby. We getting ready for this high school season. We getting ready for this college season. We getting ready for this NFL season. We getting ready for fantasy football season. KG, how you feeling, my guy?
I'm good, man. I'm so happy to get this show started today, especially talking about the high school games. It's Friday Night Lights. It's week 0 or week 1, however the kids want to say it nowadays. And I'm just excited to get this season started right now. I think I'm more excited about the high school and college season than I am about the NFL because it's so much more passion. I know there's passion in the NFL, but the kids care more. They care so much more in high school and college, man. So I'm excited to get this show started.
That's definitely a fact, bro. You see, not even just the atmosphere of everything just seems more genuine, more live, more engaged, especially in high school. Like first thing, you got your I even like Pop Warner and Pee Wee in the high school. You got the parents involved. They be like, what?
Right.
You got the dad over here trying to have a kid trying to live up to they old expectations.
Right. It's crazy. It's like just let the kids play, man. Let them create their own lane. Pops, your career is over. It's your son now. Let him create his own lane and let him learn by his mistakes and then let him learn by his experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For sure. You ready to get into these topics?
Yes, sir. But make sure, like my man said, especially on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on every single social media: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. But before we get into the hypeness of our high school football segment, we're gonna start with NFL, my guy. And I want to talk about the New York Football Giants. Last weekend, they put Daniel Jones out there and it did not look good. Let's rewind though before I get into some questions for you. Okay. In 2023, they gave Daniel Jones an extension, a 4-year extension. They chose Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley, who is now with the Philadelphia Eagles. They gave him a 4-year extension worth $160 million, my friend. Last year, ACL injury. This year, he's back. He's making $35 million. His cap hit is $47 million this year. And he had his first live action since his ACL injury. And he started off very shaky with 2 picks and 1 return for a touchdown. As he tried to throw it away while he was getting sacked in the end zone, guess he didn't want the safety, but you gave up 6 points rather than 2. So my question to you is, does Daniel Jones get the start this year, or do you think they start Matt Flynn? And also, does his teammates look around this locker room and say, we can't win with him playing like this? What's your thoughts on
that? First thing, they're like they have to start him due to they gave him in a contract. Mm-hmm. He had that run 2 years ago. They're trying to prove their point of their pay, but it ain't gonna happen. Dude just ain't what it is, and everything else you just said, it ain't even about the players. It's the coach too. Coach don't believe in him, bro.
Yeah.
Coach don't believe in him. Like I said, you see on the sidelines him snapping on him, and Daboll, his job is on the line at the detriment of a dude he never even wanted to begin with.
Right.
So now you're stuck with a quarterback you don't want. You're on the hot seat as a coach. What are you left to do? Honestly, they should have kept. Matt Flynn is the backup, but they should have kept what's the name in there. He was serviceable, and he kept them in games towards the end of the year. What's his name? Who's on a bunch of different teams?
Oh, Danny DeVito last year.
No, not DeVito. DeVito had like 2 games.
Who you talking about?
The vet quarterback.
Jacoby?
Yes.
Jacoby. Yeah.
Yeah. So he
No. Was it
no,
Jacoby?
not Jacoby. No, it's not Jacoby.
It's Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod, yes, Tyrod.
Tyrod.
Because Tyrod, he's a seasoned vet. He'll keep you in these games. At least that defense still was keeping them in games also. They had Saquon, but now they don't got Saquon. You got a young stud wide receiver where he's going to get frustrated running a nice route, got his guy beaten. Next thing you know, the ball. That's what you're going to see all season. He's going to get some because he's super athletic and he'll get off on his. But a lot of these balls that he's going to see is.
And it's not Matt Flynn. I'm tripping. It's Drew Lock because he played for Seattle last year. Spared Geno really well last year with the Seahawks, and now it's Drew Lock's. My bad, Matt.
No, it's so funny. I had to think about that. I'm like, Matt Flynn.
Yeah.
The one who Russell Wilson beat out?
Yes. I'm going way further down line. 2013, 2014. I'm tripping.
Rookie Russell.
I'm bugging.
But yeah, the coaching staff don't believe in him. The players don't believe in him. He's just there because he was paid. And so after 2025, they can get rid of him, but it's still going to be a lot of dead cap.
Yeah, that dead cap is $41 million.
Yeah,
or my bad. Yeah, $41 million.
Yeah, it's a done bun for him. He can go on and be a backup somewhere and travel around. Be like an Andy Dalton, how he was, where he had his stint on the Bengals. But other than that, bro, he's just not a starting quarterback in the NFL, man.
Right.
That's what it is.
I don't know. Still trying to get a hold of this cap and the dead cap and how it works if they were to trade him because
trade. We're gonna take him.
I know that's what I'm about to say. He has no trade value. I don't believe Dayball's job is on the line, even though we had Dayball on that. Is he on the hot seat?
Right.
I don't believe his job is on the line because Dayball came in to this situation with him and had to try to fix him. So I believe this is Daniel Jones's last season to figure out if he is it, if he was. I mean, we all know that he was not worth that contract. The Giants shouldn't have gave him that contract. Every NFL owner, GM, player knows that Daniel Jones should have never got this contract. And now you got this role. Now here you drafted a receiver for him in Malik Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Neighbors was not happy going there. We saw him on his Instagram looking at houses out in California like he was going to get drafted by Harbaugh, knowing Harbaugh is a run first coordinator. He ain't picking you, my guy. He picked that offensive lineman. He was salty that he got picked by the Giants. So you got him out there. Is he going to be a waste for his rookie year? Then you got to wait for another rookie to come in the next year. I think Daniel Jones is your last straw. They may even stretch you out for next season too, because they have to because of the money. But Dayball's not going nowhere. I don't even think Dayball will go anywhere. He's not getting fired, even if he does coach next year and the Giants are horrible again next year. I mean, the games haven't been played yet, but we assume the Giants may be worse than the Commanders this year, to be honest. They may finish within the NFC East. So I think Dayball's job is safe until they can get rid of Daniel Jones's contract. And I don't believe the team is going to rally around him after that performance, knowing what he did the year before he got hurt. He wasn't even that good. You got all these tweets coming out, all these people from the woodworks. I used to play with him. I used to play against him, calling him trash. He wasn't it. He wasn't it in high school. So Daniel Jones needs to either figure it out, block out the noise, and play football, or he going to have a very short career in this NFL, in this league, man.
Right. And to add to that, Sauce Gardner in the interview, he said, how's Daniel Jones doing that at camp? Because they want Jets and Giants practice together. He said, he almost threw me an interception. Right. Good. He trying to be nice.
Right,
That's the best he's trying to do is be nice. But honestly, where the Giants messed up at, they should have just paid for Saquon again. Is I get he's an older back. You pay him again. Dayball, you change up your offensive scheme where you're running the ball more. You draft a running back. You go with Saquon. You use Daniel Jones' legs. Become more of a running team, and then manage him to throw the ball very minimal
right,
to keep the game close because your defense was serviceable and got Dexter Lawrence and those guys over there to keep the games close. But instead, in your mind, you came from Josh Allen. You still want to throw the damn ball around the park when you ain't got a throwing quarterback that's capable of doing these things. So
right,
you're supposed to be that mindset of, all right, this is what I got. Let me try to make this what I got to my best abilities. You didn't do that. The guys didn't re-sign Saquon. You could have
right.
just went back to because when Daniel Jones had that year where he got his deal, he was running the ball crazy.
Yeah,
He was keeping that ball and running the ball and
right,
getting yards. So that's what helped them win games. That's what helped them get to the playoffs. That's what helped him get his contract. Now
right,
you go into next season, you're thinking that he's about to come up with these crazy passing concepts just because he got extra money. The
right,
money don't make you a better passer, bro.
right.
It
Definitely
damn
don't.
sure don't.
Definitely don't.
So that's also on the coaching staff and the GM too, because I mean the
Yeah.
owner wanted to pay Saquon, but yeah,
Right.
that's on them guys too, though.
Yep. Correct. I'm with you, bro. So,
Yeah, they definitely should have got that figured out.
yep.
Wow.
Let's move on to the next topic. My guy is
Mhm.
all yours.
Yes, sir. Steelers. We went from one mess to twin messes.
Yes. Yes. This is really
we
bad.
we just was talking about how bad Justin Fields looked, and then next thing you know, Russell comes back and he don't look too well either.
Hmm.
Uh, let me ask you this question:
Yes, sir.
how many games will Russell Wilson start this year?
You said how many games will Russell start this year?
Yes.
I believe, especially after that performance this weekend against the Bills, this past weekend against the Bills, I believe that Russell Wilson has 4 to 5 games to prove that he can win and keep them afloat this first quarter of the season. The reason why I say that, if you look back at the game and watch the film, did he play well? No. If you really look at the film with Russ and the Steelers, he got sacked 3 times, right?
Yeah.
He,
O line was poop.
he didn't have no scoring drives in the 5 or 6 drives he had. They moved down the field. They only scored a field goal. The score was only 9-3 to begin with. But we are used to Russ holding on to the ball for a very long time, right?
Yep.
But even with that said, Russ holding on to the ball, he didn't have no blocking in the O line, right? There was
Right.
one play. There was one play. His right tackle didn't even touch the guy, and then the running back was supposed to at least chip him, and then he got sacked. All
Right.
right, so you got guys running at him free, and nobody blocking for Russ. So I don't blame those 4 to 5 drives that Russ had totally on him. We know he likes holding on to the ball, but if he don't got time to even throw the ball,
Right.
he gonna get sacked. He's not as mobile as Justin Fields. You saw Justin Fields get out of the pocket a little bit, throw on the run, to play. We know Arthur Smith, how he is with the play action and with an athletic quarterback. If you go back in history with how Ryan Tannehill did with him and Derrick Henry, had pretty successful years out in Tennessee with Mike Vrabel as a head coach and him as the offensive coordinator. This offense looks better suited for Justin Fields being that mobile quarterback, but the best quarterback for them is right now is Russell Wilson because of the experience, because of him knowing how to win games. Russ is not going to lose you games like Justin Fields has lost games. They've been winning in Chicago, and he lost you games. He's 10-28 in his 3 years of starting in Chicago. We all know Russell Wilson's history as far as the All Pros, the Super Bowl ring, the run he had with Seattle. Yes, did these last 2 years not work out with the Broncos? No, they didn't. But last year, he threw 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He was better than Justin Fields last year. So I believe, to answer your question, I think he starts 4 to 5 games
Right.
before. If he's not doing well in those 4 to 5 games, he's gonna be on that bench.
Yeah. So I'm looking at that. That's those games of the schedule. They got the Steelers. I said that they got the Steelers. They got the Falcons,
Mhm.
Broncos, Chargers, Colts, and then Cowboys.
So they got the Broncos first, you said?
Falcons
Falcons, they got the Falcons first. So where's that game?
at Atlanta.
At Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
in the Dome.
Mm-hmm.
What time is the game?
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock game.
1 o'clock game. I think they can, depending on how he plays, I think that'll be a tough game because both defenses over the Falcons defense has improved. We're going to see how Kurt is moving around in that pocket. I think they're going to get Bijan carries early, get him involved early, and then settle with the play action to see if they can. But the Steelers defense always comes to play. That's the one thing. The Steelers defense is going to keep you in games. So that might be a win. And then you said they got the Broncos, right?
Yep.
Got the Broncos next. That's a rookie quarterback. I don't care if it's in Pittsburgh or in Denver. That's automatic win. Automatic win. It's a rookie quarterback. Mike Tomlin is not going to lose to a rookie quarterback. I don't care how good Bo Nix has been looking this preseason. That's a dub. Who'd you say after that?
Chargers, then Colts.
I think both those teams will be tough, but I think they'll lose to the
Chargers. Come to Pittsburgh.
I think they'll lose to the Chargers, and they could easily go 3-1, but possibly 4-0 in those first 4 games because of that defense.
Right. And then we finish out with the Cowboys.
If Russ is quarterback, not if Justin Fields is starting at quarterback.
Right. And then you're finishing off with the Cowboys.
What is your observation watching these preseason games? How many games do you think that Russ has before maybe Justin Fields starts, or do you think Justin Fields should start right away?
I think they're going to ride out with the vet guy, and they just got to fix up things with their offensive line. Like I said, that's communication problems of, hey, you're not picking out your guys who you're picking up. That's a communication problem. What you getting guys on tech, and it all comes down to we're talking about so much of their passing and pass protection. They still got 2 running backs, so if they're running that ball effectively, the pass game will end up opening up for them. Right. So it'll all come down to that too. So that run game was
backup is hurt, so it's just Najee for right now.
Oh, Warren's out.
Yeah.
Was it hamstring? What is it?
Hamstring. Yep, hamstring. So he might be out week 1, maybe even week 2.
Okay, got you. Yeah, but even still, Najee's still a serviceable running back. He can catch that ball. He can still run downhill real hard. So it all come down. And I still feel like while Russ is the starter, don't be surprised you get to that goal line and you see Fields in, and then you're doing a bunch of different plays just to have that threat or that option of his speed out there.
They did say before, if Russ start and Justin Fields will have like some packages and whatnot.
Yep.
I get all that, but that also messes up the flow for the starting quarterback, the cadence for the offensive line. You get those stupid penalties. You in red zone now you backing up 5 yards, and because you false starting because of the cadence has changed now. The voice is not the same. You know what I mean? So
especially in away games too.
Right. I don't like the changing of the quarterback, especially down at the goal line. Keep it the same. You either going to run it down their throat or you going to pass the ball to score. Leave Russell Wilson in there if he is the starter, or leave Fields in there if he is the starter. Don't change cadences, and now we're jumping off sides, and now we settling for field goals instead of scoring a touchdown. You know what I mean? So
that shit.
I think they start Russ, even though Mike Tomlin said it's going to be a competition.
Mm-hmm.
But You start Russ because of experience, and he doesn't lose you games. He keeps you in games along with that defense. Now, I don't think it matters who starts because they're not making the playoffs anyway. I think we will see Mike Tomlin's first losing season of his career.
Really?
Yes,
You think so?
I think
I
we'll
don't
see
know,
his
bro.
first losing career.
That defense is gonna keep them in games. Them
I
running that
know,
ball.
I
I
know
gotta.
they will. I know they will, but if they, I don't think, even though they always split right now, the,
Yo, looking at this schedule, I don't know, bro. Because look, at
it's
the
favorable.
Cowboys,
It's favorable until they start playing division games.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
But even still, the Steelers always beat the Ravens in division games.
right,
They always beat the.
but
They play.
now you got to stop Derrick Henry and you got to stop Lamar. Pick one.
Yeah, but the Ravens got to get that offensive line intact.
True, and they got
They
a
got to
lot
get
of
that offensive
replace on
line
that
intact.
defense too.
Yeah. So we'll see how that is. We just jumping off the big names that's out there right
Right,
now, but that offensive line got to
right.
for sure.
Gotcha. Now, the moment we all been waiting for. Let's get to high school football. Friday night lights. I'm over here repping my alma mater, Hatters football, who plays this Friday night against Marple Newtown. I'm so excited to talk about this segment, man, because the kids deserve that love. You know what I mean? So, my question is to you, are you looking at players to look for? Are you looking at certain teams and games this weekend and week one? Because there is a lot of games this weekend, but there's also a lot of games the week two. There's a lot of week two big games, a lot of week three big games. But let's talk about week one. What are you looking at as far as teams or either players for this season? So this season to start this Friday night.
Uh, I'm in my mind for this overall season of the high school. I'm looking so for those powerhouse teams. I am looking for individual players
Mhm,
because a lot of them you already know what they're committing to.
mhm.
You already hearing everything about them. Now I want to have my own opinion of what I see how they are on that field. Not even just how they are as a player, how they are as a teammate, how they are as a leader on that
Right.
field.
And when
And
you
then you
say powerhouse, what schools are you referring to? It's just to
yeah,
name a few. Just to name a few.
you got your MOTEP, you got your St. Joe's Preps, you got your Malvern Preps, you got your Downingtown East, you got your CB South, those powerhouse schools who are coming to, have a strong season and have a strong playoff push. I'm
Hmm.
definitely looking at some individual players where I know their team is already going to be great, and
Right.
then you have some teams where they're going to be good, but then they got one or two guys who are that standout guy, and those are
Hmm.
the guys that And once again, like I said, how are you leading this team where you know that you don't have all the talent there,
Hmm.
and you have to make up for it. Some of these kids are playing both sides.
Right.
How are you able to withstand that? What are you doing? How's your conditioning looking? You don't want to burn yourself out on offense and go on defense, and then now all of a sudden they're trying to hide you, or you getting
Right.
baked on defense due to your team not being that strong. So I just
Right.
want to. I'm looking at all those things honestly
What
all
what
this year.
what, what players you got for me, man? I want to hear a couple of these because I know we're not going to have the same players. We live in two different areas of Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half away. But you do come down to this area, and I come out to your area as well for some games too. So, what players are you looking at?
Well. First and foremost, we very, very, very local kid, Matt Zollers, number one quarterback in the state.
Hmm.
Springford kid going into his senior year, class 2025, 6'3", 205 kid. I've been seeing this kid play
Wow.
since he was freshman. Because when my little cousin Sheen used to play for PV,
Hmm.
that's the big rival. I'm like, who's this
Yeah.
tall young kid? He's like, yeah, he's the next one up. That's all I get.
Yeah.
He's the next one up, and
We
they were
saw
just
him play
riding the
when he
wave.
we saw him play when he was a sophomore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Mm-hmm.
good.
They stuck it out with him. Now he's going into his senior year. Last year he had 63% passing percentage, 37 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's a
Wow.
yeah
37 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions.
yeah bro.
Wow.
And he got that. Honestly, he's got that Josh Allen with him. Except I think he's a little bit more careful with the ball
Mm-hmm.
when he's rolling out of that pocket because he still rushed for 420 yards and had 7 rushing touchdowns too.
Okay.
So he's
Wow.
able to escape that pocket, get the ball downfield, and still release on the move with still good mechanics as throwing that ball. So,
Right.
dude, kid's good. He's committed to Missouri is what I seen that he
Okay.
committed to.
SEC.
Yeah,
Yes,
bro.
that's good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be looking out for him. Yeah.
He's throwing that ball 50 yards downfield too. I just think that he didn't have enough of that receiving threat help for his playmaking ability,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. Because I saw them lose to who they lose to last year. I think it was Downingtown or
Mm-hmm.
CB. It was one of those teams. I watched it on the live, saw them lose. They was losing. It just like I said, he just didn't have enough help offensively for
Right.
him. Yeah,
Right.
kid is legit though, bro. He can throw that ball for sure.
Gotcha. Who else? Anybody else you highlighting?
Uh Locally, not locally, but I've been referred to a couple kids from Malvern Prep.
Mm-hmm.
Kid, he's a junior though.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Brickles. I hope I don't say his name right.
Right.
Brickles.
Yeah.
6'1", 305. Junior.
Sheesh.
Bro.
That's a big boy. As a junior.
Yes, but
What?
he only played.
DT.
I'm sorry.
DT.
DT, yeah. He only played 3 games last year because he transferred in. But the tape that I saw of him, bro, he's in that backfield from the rip. He's very disruptive. He's getting after that contact, he's still chasing down the quarterback. He's still chasing down plays. He's got a motor with him. I like with him. Only thing I would say with him is get better with his hand technique of fighting off guys because it's normally just him. I'm gonna either drive you back or I'm gonna stand still you up, and then I'm gonna watch you. Sometimes you just gotta excuse me.
Right.
Let me go make this play.
Right.
You know. So once he gets better with his hand technique, like I said, he's a junior. I'm gonna be going to a couple prep games to check him out.
Yeah.
Dude is kid is yeah. That
We
kid
gonna
is
be
serious.
we gonna be at a lot of games this year.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely for sure. I got another kid from LaSalle College, Joey O'Brien, cornerback wide receiver, 6'3" kid, real tall kid. He wide receiver. I see why they put him out there because he's you throwing the ball up, he's jumping and getting it. So him on defense, him playing as that DB, he's getting downhill. He's not scared to make a tackle. He's making that tackle. He's playing the ball in the air tight. 6'3", bro.
6'3"
Class
corner.
2026.
6'3" corner is crazy.
Yeah, he Seattle.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's one of them. He's one of them Seattle cornerbacks. Yeah, but he's physical, bro. Physical. He's coming downhill. He's making the tackle. He's played special teams. They pretty much have him everywhere. Like I said, the ball's in there. He's jumping up for it. Dude, on that right team. I don't know if he'll stay at corner. Maybe depending on the school he'll go off to, or he might end up moving him to safety. But I definitely like that kid's talent. He's definitely going to be tough though. Good. That's a couple guys that I got in there on the wraps.
Okay. So I'm gonna get into Suburban 1 League, District 1, and some of the top Philly schools that we're gonna know about. First, I'm gonna go to the Philly schools though. We're gonna get right into it. MOTEP charter. Shout out to my man, Coach Dev, the head coach who I've known since high school, played with him in college. He is a state champ last year. They got it done. He said it from the beginning. Get it done. That was his saying the whole entire year. Me and you went out there and watched them out in Cumberland Valley win that championship game. Their defense was unbelievable. Just shut down. The offense was unstoppable. The quarterback ended up going to the Army. They had a couple receivers out there. But I want to hit on this. They may have lost that quarterback, right? Quarterback, and he was a good runner and he could throw the ball. But let me tell you about this kid, Joey McLeish. He's a sophomore.
Okay.
Boy can ball. He can sling the rock. I don't think MOTEP misses a beat this year. And they start off with a team from Canada. And I ain't gonna say too much, but I got somebody on the inside. I asked him, I said, why is Imhotep playing a team from Canada? He said, bro, because ain't nobody want to see Tep on the schedule. So everybody running from the smoke.
Mm.
Everybody running from the smoke.
Mm.
Know this. Imhotep was 5A last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people over the years have been talking about when we gonna see Imhotep versus Prep.
Versus Prep.
Best
Mm-hmm.
two teams in the city. Roman Catholic got something to say about that too, but Imhotep beat them in the state playoffs last year.
Yep.
Imhotep moved up to 6A this year. So if they meet in the state playoffs or in that championship game, St. Joe's Prep can't run from that smoke no more. We in 6A now, so what's up? They were
Mm-hmm.
scared to put us on the schedule, even out of league. Now we in 6A. Stop running from the smoke. And my
Facts.
Coach Dev and his boys got something to say moving up to 6A. All right, so watch out for him.
Hold on. And I will be out there with my bleacher chair on. I don't care. My bleacher chair, because I'm
Right.
bougie like that.
Right. Not only is Joey McLeish coming in as a sophomore, but Jabri Coleman returns.
Running back.
Yes, the running back, recent decommit from Georgia, is now committed to Penn State, staying in state. I was staying in state. He's a good running back. He's going to be good security blanket for Joey as a sophomore, young guy. But he's got weapons on the outside as well. They are, like I said before, week 1 this Friday. They are playing a team from Canada. Northeast, they had a good year. They were 8-4 last year. They are playing boys Latin this week, 7-3. Both teams evenly matched. Let's see what happens. There's a lot of talent on both sides. Let's see if these guys can rebound and have the same season or even better. Roman Catholic, watch out for them. They were in the state playoffs, lost to Imhotep, the eventual 5A district champs, state champs, sorry, not district, state champs last year. They are playing Newman Goretti, who was 11-2, who is no slouch. So that's a big game in the city, week 1 this week. So watch out for those two teams.
Shout out to Ricky Preet from
Yep,
town.
definitely.
Shout out to Ricky.
Shout out to Ricky. Yep. Met him at a 7-on-7 tournament a couple years ago. Good dude, and good coach. And last but not least, from the city schools, is Chester. Chester lost, who they play first game of the season this year on Friday. They lost to Perk Valley last year, first game, and went on a run. They lost to Perk Valley 31-0 last year, first game. So watch out for Chester to be on a little revenge tour on Friday night against Perk Valley and build off that 12-2 season last year and look to be hopefully the district champs of 5A and keep going on that roll from last year.
You know they play TEP too, right?
Who does? Yes, they play TEP week 3. We are going to that game. To that game. Stay tuned for Chester and Imhotep week 3.
Yes, sir.
Now, moving on to Suburban 1 League, you got CB South, the District 1 champs who went 13-2 last year, made the state playoffs. But they lost a key player this year. So they lost big Mikey Carroll.
IMG.
He then moved down to Florida and took his talents to IMG, right? He was a key component to that offensive line and D line. I think they're going to miss him. Oh, sorry, my bad. Not CB South. That's CB East. We're going to get back to Mikey Carroll on that. My bad. CB South. They lost a couple running back. They got the one running back coming back. They were both 1,000-yard rushers. The quarterback is going, but they look to keep building on that district champ win 13-2. They play against Wood, who has had a few back-to-back 1-8 seasons. Let's see if Wood can bounce back because they have been a powerhouse around this Montgomery County area for some times, and they been moving coaches. Coaches been moving up to college. They've been replacing coaches, and those coaches haven't been able to rebound and get the players they've been used to be getting. So let's see if Wood can contend with CB South this Friday night. Now, CB East, Mikey Carroll, offensive tackle, who James Franklin, Penn State head coach, helicoptered in this past school year to come visit Mikey Carroll at school. Helicopter in, landed on the field. You know what I mean? And now he is down at IMG. I don't think he is end up going to Penn State. I think he's going to Alabama. That's where I think he's going, even without Nick Saban being there.
That
CBE,
whole 300-pound offensive line that they got.
right?
Is
They
sick.
IMG is now humongous with Michael Carroll now on the offensive line at IMG. CB East, even though 4-6, they lost. They lost some games. Their games averaged out that they lost by an average of 5 points last year. All right, so let's see if they can rebound even without Mikey Carroll, have a good push in 6A, and possibly make the playoffs this year for them. They play Ridley 5-6 teams, so both losing seasons for those teams, but both of those teams are used to winning. Let's see if they can rebound this year. Let's see. I think that's gonna be a good game, a good turnout in that game to be a good week 1 game for both of those teams. Now another big rivalry, especially in the playoffs rivalry, you got Downingtown East and North Penn, both playoff
Yeah,
teams.
powerhouse schools.
Yes, powerhouse schools. Dick Beck at the helm at North Penn. He is still there. I still feel like he's been there since I popped out as a baby. He's been there. Um, yes, Downingtown East was 11-1 last year. North Penn was 6-5. Very, very down year for them, but they still made the playoffs. They
Yeah,
snuck
they
in
did.
there.
They had a crazy playoff game too.
Yeah, they snuck in there, made the playoffs. If anybody knows who North Penn is, they know for Dick Beck that is a down year. Dick Beck is used to winning at least 10 games, 8 to 10 games a season, making a run in the district playoffs to make the state playoff game. So let's see if both of those teams can rebound. North Penn has 11 returning starters, so but it's going to be him. Downingtown always has a lot of talent. That's a big school. Both big schools, they always have a lot of talent on the field. CB West, I think a lot of people thought was going to be the district champ until CB South upset them. They have 10 returning starters, including Ryan Clemens, their starting running back, and Chris Hutchinson and AJ Garris, both DNs who are very, very good. They were 12-1 last year, and they played Easton, who has had back-to-back 3-8 season. Now, Easton's been good since we were in high school, and for their back-to-back 3-8 seasons, they were 8-4, made the playoffs, but they've been a little bit on the downside. So let's see how that game turns out. I think CB West will end up winning that game. They're at home. They're hard to beat at home. So both teams look to start the season out on a good note. Now, for my alma mater, HH, baby, let's go. They play Marple Newtown at home this week at Dennis Steinley Stadium. They are losing 2 players to injury, but I still think they got some players to play against and help them win against Marple Newtown, who was a very, very good team. They were 10-3 last year in 5A ball. They are a playoff team. They're really, really good, coach really, really well. They're going to have a tough time at home, but I think with this coaching staff at Hatboro, who runs the wing T, they are a well-oiled machine with Coach Sanderson at the helm. He was my coach. I'm not being biased. He's a good coach. He knows how to run the wing T, especially when he has the players to run the wing T. And he does. He's got a good, solid quarterback. He's got more than capable running backs back there with speed and power, especially that fullback as Caden Colazzo. You got Mikey Clouser back there. You're losing Mason Bynum and Luke Foley, who are very, very good. They won't be suited up this week, but you also have Jaden Levins on the outside. Good look for him to catch some passes down the field, and Ty Teasley to be running that ball as back up to Luke and Mason Bynum. If they can control the clock and control the ball and play good defense, which I think they are very coached up well on the defensive end, defensive side with Coach Keurig and Coach Leot, they will play well, and this game could be closer than people think. And I think people now think that with 2 players out for HH, it won't be close, but they are coached well and they are disciplined. They'll be ready to play come Friday night.
Here we go.
So if you're looking for games to go, Marlboro to Newtown at HH, Easton at CB West, Downingtown at North Penn, CB East at Ridley, and Wood at CB South. And then those Philly games, TEP playing against the team from Canada, Clarkson North, Northeast playing against Boys Latin, Roman Catholic playing against Newman Goretti. I think that's the biggest game in the city. And then Chester going to look for revenge at Perk Valley after they lost 31-0 before they went on their run for the 5A playoffs and ran through 5A competition last year.
Mm-hmm. Another rival game, week 1, is Mastery Charter versus Grants.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good game.
Shout out to Coach Davidson. Shout out to my guy Armani. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Another good game in the city. Yes. Agreed with you, brother. Agreed with you. So listen, high school football is upon us. I hope you guys get out there and watch these young men play because they need your support. They need your support, people, whether you're alumni or just a friend coming to see a coach, coming to see their players that they told you to look out for this year. Go out there and support your local teams, or just go to a game and have fun and watch high school football, because there's nothing like Friday night lights.
That's right.
On to our next.
Is the hype real? Like,
who we talking about?
Really real. Really, really real. Like,
who we talking about?
You know, I mean, that rookie quarterback from the Bears.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Is it? I mean, another preseason game. Oh, how he doing some things.
Yes, sir.
You know, he. What do you make of his preseason game with his pass?
Who we talking about?
Caleb Williams.
So I've been hearing a lot of people, analysts, and I respect these people's opinions, because the analysts that are commenting on and I'm listening to are former players, so they know the game. I take their opinion to heart and I listen, you know what I mean? Because they know the game, they know how it works, they know who's good, they know who's not. And I heard today and yesterday that this man is Hall of Fame bound. I heard that he's going to be in the MVP race. And I heard that he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards this year. And he's already chalked in to Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yes, they've been comparing him to Patty Mahomes for a couple years now, ever since he's in college. Cut it out. Let this man play a real game. We talking about preseason. If they talk about preseason, okay, we talking about a couple throws. He made a couple good throws, right? We all seen him off schedule, rolling around, rolling to his left, throwing across his body with the right, and rolling right and throwing right, off schedule throws like he's done at Oklahoma and like he's done at USC. If Caleb Williams is going to be what they say, Hall of Famer, throw for 4,000 yards, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and be in the MVP race. He's played 2 games in the preseason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two games.
Yep.
In those 2 games, he's 10 of 20, 170 yards, no touchdown passes, 1 rushing touchdown. So I'm trying to figure out, throwing 50%, 170 yards in 2 preseason games gets you Hall of Fame, 4,000 yards. They're probably saying 4,000 yards because you got a whole bunch of talent around you. MVP race, 10 of 20. That's last I heard, 50% was an F. You going based off the throw, the like out of the pocket off schedule throws he made, the 3 or 4 that he made. We're talking about preseason. They playing base defense out there giving you basic blitzes that he can pick up and call out an audible. And we talking about MVP race, and we talking about winning the division when the Lions got better and Green Bay got better. This is a rookie quarterback. You're saying already that he's better than Jared Goff and he's better than Jordan Love. Come on, man. What you know what I said from the very beginning before he even got drafted, that I said he was going to be a bust. Now, watching him, he's still doing the same thing he did at college. All right, I want to see what you do week one. I want to see what you do the first 4 games, first half of the games, and then first 8 games, and then I'm gonna judge you by that and see where you at, see where you got your team. And then I may change my mind. I may say, all right, you might be the real deal. Or I'm gonna stick to my guns and say, you're gonna be a bust as a number 1 pick of the draft. But where do you stand with Caleb? How do you think he's looked this preseason?
He's he hasn't been able to sustain the drive. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. That's what that 50% comes from. That's what the 0 touchdowns come from. That Russian touchdown that he had was also from a broken play. Nothing was there, and he just ran it in. So with that being said, we still don't know. The question mark is still there. The talent, yes. Does he have talent and the ability to do these things? Yes. But at the end of the day, once again, it is a preseason game. And 2, your decision making is really going to be the deciding factor of this, because you're doing a lot of things that you're not supposed to do. And there's some people who can get away with it, as a Mahomes, but he still doesn't put the ball in harm's way. I still see some of these throws that he's throwing outside of the one he rolled and hit the back of the end zone, and dude just dropped it. Well, he just stepped out. Outside of that, this ball is hanging in the air while he's doing these things. So that's free fall for everyone. Right. And all that running around too also can be a detriment of you getting injured too. So you have to watch your body out here, because these D linemen, they're going to get tired of you running around. And when they catch you, they're going to catch you.
Right.
It's going to be 10 times faster than college, especially in the USC where you was at. They don't have any D linemen out there.
No,
they don't
have
no
defense period out there in the Pac-12.
Exactly.
And no defenses out in the Big 12 before when you play the Oklahoma too.
Exactly. So I think the jury's still out for him. I think, once again, like I said, he's going to have games where he gives you 3 touchdowns, and he's going to have games where he gives you 3 interceptions. It's just about here for him, and how he handles that. I like what Romy Rome got some yak. Like I said, their offense is definitely going to be. Yeah, because they got the weapons for it. They definitely got the weapons for it.
They got 3 legit receivers, plus Cole Kmet at tight end, and then you got Swift. And then, even if Swift's out, you got Herbert, who's been a serviceable running back the last couple of years for the Bears. So it's not like they don't have talent at the skill position on offense. And the defense was top 5 the last half of the season. So let's see if they can return to their top 5 ranking the last half of the season to start the season this year.
Yeah, I think though, when Brandon, like you said, it is preseason, but that DC was calling up a lot of blitzes. He was doing a lot of safety blitzes, cornerback blitzes. So we'll see if that goes into this season, because I think he's gonna trust his back end guys and just keep sending the kitchen. Right. I think he might be an aggressive blitzer, so it can help you and it can hurt you sometimes. But we'll see how out for that defense. But yeah, like I said, all that I can see the 4,000 passing yards due to all the weapons that he has. If he's winning games, you can see the offensive rookie MVP. No, I don't see that, because you got Burrow coming back. You got Mahomes, who's going to be Mahomes. You just got other guys who are just going to be able to just vet guys.
A lot of people like Jordan Love, but I need to.
Yeah. We still need to see more. Like he had a nice run towards the end. We'll even see how those receivers build from that momentum that they had at the end of the season. Because in the middle, the beginning and the middle, The receivers wasn't getting no separation. They wasn't doing much. That they were opening up things from that run game. Once that run, that's how that offense is structured. That run game is going to open up everything else for those receivers. These guys wide open in a lot of these plays. You're going up against defenses where guys can run with you and their front seven can stop that run. Then we'll see how it is.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Okay, here we go. We're going to head back to college football real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about the University of Colorado. What are your expectations when it comes to Coach Prime, Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, and the rest of the team? What do you think they do now, moving from the Pac-12 to the Big 12, who still got some Big 12? They're not no slouch. They got some teams over there. What is your expectation, whether it comes to record? Do they do well? Do they make a bowl game? Do they make the playoff? What are your thoughts?
I think, well, I obviously think that they will win way more games than they won last year. I think that's one. Two, I think if they do make the playoffs, it'll be due to its prime, and that committee is just going to look out for them. But I still don't think they got enough horses to get in that race and try to make something happen because you got guys transferred in, transferred out, guys is committed and then left. Like it's just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things that's off focus that's going on with that team. Prime gotta bring it in more. He's gotta bring it in more and not carry it the way he's been carrying it this off season, coming at reporters, hearing everything that they say, bro. You know they're gonna talk about you. You know these teams are prepped to go against you and try to play over their heads just to beat you, just to shut you up, just to shut your son up, just to shut Hunter up, to shut these guys up. This I'm looking at the North Dakota State, Nebraska. Nebraska is going to be a tough game. Colorado State gave it to them last year. Baylor always. I mean, Baylor will be a UCF plays tough. Kansas State, they play tough. Arizona, like these games that they're going up against, these teams that they're going up against, they're not powerhouse per se, but they got guys and they're coached well and they play tough games. So as long as they figure out I don't know if they're going to be in these shootout games like they was last year. I don't want to see that.
Okay. I'm on the opposite end. I looked at this schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at who they're playing. I looked at where they're playing. And sometimes it may not even matter where they're playing. It's about the team and the talent. Let me tell you 3 things I'm worried about. I'm worried about the O-line, even though they did some recruiting there. I'm worried about the D-line too. And we all know where it starts with football. It starts in the trenches.
Facts.
How is the O-line going to play in regards versus last year? Are they going to play better? Or are they going to play the same? Or are they going to play average? Is the D-line bigger, faster, stronger? Is the linebackers too, along with that front seven? Are they bigger, faster, stronger? Because we know they were too small and people was pushing them around all game long and just up and down the field all day, scoring 40, 50 points on them. All right. And then lastly, but not least, your so-called leader in Shador Sanders. Now, if people really watched the games last year, everyone blamed the offensive line last year. A lot of people. In those first in those first 3 games, a lot of sacks, right? A lot of sacks. But if we look at the film, Shador was holding on to the football. Throw the ball away and stop taking sacks because you don't want to mess up your stats. You don't want to mess up your completion percentage. You're losing your team's games by holding onto the ball and taking sacks. Even if he didn't get sacked to the ground, he was rolling out and losing yards because he was running out of bounds. He wasn't even throwing the ball away. At that point, why don't you just throw it away? You're out of pocket. You're holding on to the ball. So I think he needs to be better. I think he needs to take accountability and ownership for that and stop throwing his teammates under the bus. Now, like you said, you got North Dakota State. We know that's a dub.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know who Nebraska named as their starting quarterback, but I'll tell you right now, if they name Dylan Raiola their starting quarterback, they're going to blow Colorado out. He's a freshman and he's really, really good. They're going
Oh,
to
wow.
they're going to blow Colorado out. Remember, that was a close game last year that they just Colorado pulled out by the skin of their teeth. They're going to blow Colorado out. So I got that as a loss.
Mm.
And then they go to Colorado State. They're going to beat them. Colorado State's not talented. They gave
a fight last year.
What they gave yeah, because that dirty hit with Travis. It was back and forth from when Travis got hurt. It was nip tuck who was going to win. Now they got Baylor after that. Baylor's still been down ever since Matt Rule left, who is now at Nebraska. I got that as a win. UCF, I'm 50-50 because it's at UCF. UCF is tough.
They play tough.
At home. It don't matter who come in that building. They are tough at home, whether it's a D1A school, SEC school, ACC school, Big 10, Big 12. It don't matter. They play hard and they're fast, whether they're smaller guys or not. They play hard. So that's a 50-50 game. I got it as a win, but it's 50-50 they could lose. And then they play Kansas State. They're losing. I don't care who's at quarterback, who's playing. They lose. Arizona, who's ranked in the top 20. That's a loss. You're going to lose against at Arizona too. Cincy, another game. They're tough to beat at home, but they're going to Colorado for that game. I do have them winning that game. I think Cincy might be too slow for them, more and less talent for them. So I got that as a win. And then I got them beating Texas Tech too, who hasn't been good since Michael Crabtree and Pat Mahomes. They haven't been even when Patty was there, they weren't that good.
They weren't good. Yeah.
They weren't good. They had that one good game to shoot out with Baker Mayfield when the game was like 100-105, and they had 1,500 yards total between both teams. It was crazy.
Right.
Good. And then I got them losing the last 3 games. You ain't beating Utah. I don't care if Utah's playing you at home or away. You're losing. And then you play Kansas at Kansas. You're losing, and you're not.
I got them beating Kansas.
And you're not beating. Excuse me. And they're not beating Oklahoma State, whether it's home or away. They're at home against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's probably going to win the Big 12. You're not beating them.
All right.
You're not beating them. I got Colorado at 5-6, not even making a bowl game.
Damn.
Not making a bowl game.
That's still more wins than last season.
No more wins than last season. But in the 2 years, all that money that Prime has brought in, they're not making the playoffs.
Man, they got it.
And I think
I just got to see how they all do it together, man. Because it's so much add and subtraction of everything. New coaches there too. Got new offense. Like they made so much changes. It's hard for me to judge what they're going to do. I can only base it off of Shador and see if he takes that next step, because he's definitely just sitting there patting. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Either run the ball or throw it away. If ain't nobody open, throw it away or run.
Exactly.
I'm really excited to see how the D line plays with Warren Sapp coaching them. So that's going to be a huge change for them and how they play this season too, and how they react. So, I mean, obviously it's always injuries too. And does Shador live up to this, top 3, top 5 pick that everybody think he's going to be, which I don't see it. I don't see it. Travis Hunter, we know what he going to do. He going to play both sides of the ball. He going to ball, especially if he's healthy, and he going to ball.
He's gonna make
Shador, obviously, to give him to the ball. He gonna play corner and he gonna ball that corner. He gonna shut down half of the field. He gonna do what he do. But it's about those leaders within Shador, and it's about the trenches when it comes to football. Period, not just college football.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a lot of question marks going into it, but we definitely will see how it turns out for them. Because if it goes bad, then you're gonna hear it.
Right.
But our final segment here. We're going to get back into NFL. we're going to talk about these another wide receiver holdout. Last
Mm.
time we talked about CD, and this guy thought he was getting swept under the rug because he's on a team that has the cheapest owner ever. I mean,
Yes.
our owner's cheap, but this dude's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with that being said, Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of this, man? This holdout.
Um, I love Jamar. Um, I do think he deserves his money, but Jamar Chase has 2 years left on his contract. Not many players do this. You know what I'm saying? Now, does Jamar, like I said, Jamar deserves his money, but with 2 years left, and you already see that he ain't giving T. Higgins money, and T. Higgins is due before you, I believe that Jamar should be in camp because the only player that I've seen in recent history who has done this in 2019 and 5 years ago. I checked back the history. A lot of players have held out, but it's been so far as like 1 year or when they were due either to re-up for that same team or hit free agency. You know the last person to do this in 2019?
Give me AFC or NFC.
He's over your shoulder jumping over an eagle.
Deservingly so.
Ezekiel Elliott did this in 2019 when he went to Cabo before he got.
Listen, man, my guy deserved that. Forget that.
Oh,
Talk
yeah.
about.
But with that being said, though, Cowboys is still hurting from that $90 million contract that they gave Zeke. Jamar, you got 2 years left on your contract, man. This don't bode well. Joe Burrow needs you. This is a year where he's healthy. He has you. He has T. Higgins. He don't have Tyler Boyd no more, but they drafted that slot receiver from Alabama. Yep. I can't. His name is blanking on me, but he's.
I know you're talking about that. Yeah,
he's really, really good. That was a good pickup to slide in there for Tyler Boyd. You got Chase Brown because you got no more Joe Mixon. Right. Chase Brown is really good and he's very serviceable. He's going to be good for you. You know, you got 2 years left on your contract, man. You're going to get more money than CD and JJ if you just
following year.
If you just play this year out and ball out. Just wait your turn. You can just say, all right, cool, I'm going to play. I know Joe going to throw me the ball. He's going to throw T the ball. Whether T is here or not, T going to get his money whether he in Cincinnati or he play for another team because everybody know his talent level is very high. And when I'm sitting here as Jamar, they going to re-sign me after this year when I ball out because I've been balling out since my rookie year. Even when Joe was hurt last year, I was still balling out for the team. Play this year out and get your money. JJ getting 35, your ex-teammate, you going to get at least 37 to 38. Let's let it play out, brother. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think these players get a little bit ahead of themselves. They see all this money getting thrown out, and then they like, I deserve this too, but not with 2 years left on your contract, brother. A lot of people don't do this. He needs to come to camp. I love him. He deserves the money, but wait till next year where you can get more money.
Exactly. Once again, we're going to jump back to my guy. I'm only going to say he deservingly so needed to do that because he was getting ran into the goddamn ground.
Facts.
And he was
total different situations when it comes to running back and receiver.
Exactly. So his tread on his tires, he knew his tread was burning out faster than Chase's. Chase, bro, get your ass up and get in that camp. Get ready for week 1, bro. This is supposed to be y'all bounce back year. You guys are finally fully healthy. You had a strong finish last year, even with that backup in the game, finishing out the season. Now you got Joe Burrow back healthy. You got your O-line worked on. You got your defense that's looking to revamp from last year. Get in there, go on his playoff push, and play out your mind because you got a guy who's not only a top quarterback, he's literally your friend. So it ain't like he's not going to not throw you.
Right.
This ain't
He
a
gonna throw
Josh
you the rock.
Allen and Diggs situation here,
Right.
bro.
He gonna get you the
This
rock.
this is your guy. So
Right.
stop being weird. He's going to make sure that you get paid, and everything else is going to fall into place. So get in there, go get your goddamn money, and stop being a young dumb dickhead.
I knew that was coming. YDD. Let me ask you this though:
Sure.
do you think, even with these 2 years for Jamar, do you think he's like, all right, I'm gonna play this out to see what
Mhm.
Brandon Ayuk ends up signing for if the Niners do sign him, or if they end up trading him to the Steelers and the Steelers sign him? Do you think he like, all right, whatever Ayuk get, I know I'm better than Ayuk. I want more than Ayuk. Do you think he's playing that out, or do you think he's just saying, I want my bread, and he don't care whether he come first or CD Lamb come first or
Right.
Ayuk come first? What do you think he's doing?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. If I'm Chase, I'm not worried about a guy like Ayuk.
Yeah,
You're not
not on your level.
your targets ain't where I'm at. Your impact of the game ain't where I'm at. If anything, I'm worried about CD. I'm thinking I'm right there about that CD level.
Right,
Anything else other than that, I'm not worried about none of them other guys.
right,
So I don't know what his mindset is or his rhyme of reason of doing this 2 years ahead of time. It just don't make no sense, and you're doing it once again with the cheapest franchise
right,
in the history, and this has been years of them being cheap. You see, they don't even want to pay your second guy. So
right,
ass in there, ball the hell out, and get your bread. And if they do try to act a little funny with the money, then we can start having that conversation. But they're already gonna be funny with the money because that's how they are.
right.
So
I'm a, I'm
yeah,
a, I'm a, I'm gonna throw you another curveball though. Who's the leader of this team?
bro,
Joe Burrow, correct?
yeah.
Who's basically Joe Burrow's best friend probably on the team?
Chase.
Jamar Chase. Don't you think, as the franchise quarterback, the leader of the team, now we don't want to talk about no man's pockets, another man's pockets, but
Mhm.
don't you think Joe Burrow has a saying, like, can go to upper management, can go to the GM, can go to the owner, like, yo, I need him in camp. We need to either
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
to either pay him. We need to either pay him, or we ain't gonna get to the Super Bowl like we're striving for to go to the Super Bowl. Because guess what? Y'all ain't beating the Chiefs in the regular season or the playoffs without Jamar Chase. As good as Joe Burrow is, and as good as that defense is,
Mm-hmm.
without Jamar
So
Chase on offense, we not beating the Chiefs or even the Texans in the
mhm.
playoffs.
So once again, now I'm gonna bring it to you the third time, and I'm gonna say it to you like these. You're dealing with the cheapest franchise in history.
I know.
So he probably walked his ass up there, went like this to his hair, and said, "Dude, we need my guy in here. I need, I need him." And you know what that owner said? He came down, he looked at him, he leaned forward,
No,
he
you
put
know
his
you
hand,
didn't say it
he
like
put his,
that, dude.
he pulled his blazer back and looked at him and said, "You lucky I even paid your ass."
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that's exactly what happened.
so
He's cheap,
You think Joe Burrow has no pull in that organization, even
bro.
though he's a franchise guy?
Even like, granted, Andy Dalton ain't Joe Burrow. But even when Andy Dalton was there, well, they ran over Andy Dalton. He wasn't
Right.
really the leader. He was getting
Yeah.
ran through. Like, they was running all over him. So
Yeah.
I'm even trying to think, like, he was that the last time that they had someone like that. But then they had Chad, they had
Chris Henry, TJ
yeah, yeah,
Houshmandzadeh, they
TJ,
had,
yeah, that's bro. They had a squad, and they still was being weird.
yeah.
Like, so
But
that's just what they do.
I think back then, after Carson Palmer got hurt, everybody was TJ
Yeah,
and Chad was getting older, and they only had
and
Chris.
they even ran through Carson too. Like, he was
Right.
getting walked over by them
And then
dudes,
when
bro.
Chris tragically passed away, like it was downhill from there. If they still had Chris Henry back then, they could have made a run. But I mean,
Right.
God bless his heart. I mean, thank you. Big shout out, and especially flowers goes to Pac-Man Jones to raising Chris Henry's kids, got them as D1 kids, getting scholarships, getting looked at, and his own kids getting D1 looks. So shout out to Pac-Man Jones, man. Shout out to Pac-Man.
He definitely, it took a lot of time for him to evolve, but he definitely has. And that's what's up with him. Yeah, I just don't think that I'm not saying that he ain't got the pull. He probably spoke his word, but once again, like I said, he leaned forward, he pulled that blazer back, spent the chin. Look at son. You lucky I paid your ass.
Listen, man, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all staying with us and just, you know what I mean? We can't wait till y'all get to these high school games this year. Listen, Friday Night Lights, the best thing is out there and support these guys out there.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all coming back to listen. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow on YouTube. Follow on TikTok. Follow on Facebook. Follow on Twitter. Follow on Instagram. My guy, much love. I know you got a busy weekend. Have fun.
Yes, sir.
Everybody else, thanks for listening. We appreciate y'all. Salute. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.